that's another one of those games where we could have won it, but again, it wasn't being our day again. Did make a top 6, but it's a bit of a disappointing afternoon. A very frustrating afternoon because we saw it yourself on the bench as well. But I mean, where could we start with talking about that game today?
Well, firstly, Loughgall, they came here the best team. They're there rightly, deservedly. They've been the best team since the first ball was kicked. They've had a good level of consistencies, and we have come on the form team. We've had the best. We're top of the form charts last 20.
That's right.
So it's two good teams coming together, and that's what it was. It was a very cagey affair. If I'm to be honest with you, we could learn a bit from Loughgall, the game management, control large parts of the midfield for long parts of the game. So we'll learn from that. But it was a real tough game. Listen, we were staying at it in the second half. They were trying to push us and get the winner for themselves, which is credit to them. But I thought we were excellent in the last 10, and we've obviously had a couple of chances. Pike missed a header at the back post, which he normally scores, and then the one that he scored, which the linesmen give offside for, everybody's telling me it was onside. I seen the video now. None of the defenders were appealing for offside from the header, so normally you would get that because of the scenario. But I'm disappointed for players because they've been magnificent since the turn of the year. Well, even since the turn of December, they've been brilliant. They've given it everything, and it's just a pity we didn't be where we deserve, I think.
We started first 10-15 minutes. We started off really brightly, but then they obviously took control of the game. I mean, what did you say about half time? Just to go out and just basically go at it, because I mean, he made a few more changes today. Michael was dropped to the bench. Johnny Fraser was dropped to the bench. He made a few changes today. Was that just to freshen it up and obviously go for him?
Well, Fraser's basically coming back, and he's like, I would say Johnny's 75% fit for most of the season, so we're managing that. He didn't do too well last week in the game by his own admission, so we decided to put him on the bench. Michael's had a cold and a flu, so he came on. He still wasn't 100%, and so we decided to kind of play a box midfield with 2 10s, and it worked quite well for 15-20 minutes. We got at them, we had a couple of chances, but we maybe didn't threaten the goal enough. But I always knew while putting on Fraser and McLellan that later on in the game we would get chances, and that's what's happened, because them 3 have been our main goal scorers. And we did have chances, and as I says, I'm really disappointed. I told them, like, I got booked today and I shouldn't have got booked, because I was really frustrated. The linesman in front of us was absolutely...
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, obviously, because I've seen you having a bit of a chat with the referee about that.
Well, listen, to me, and they're disagreeing with me, it got personal because the dugout weren't happy with him, and he's gave a couple of things. Michael, I know for definite one time was not offside for a through ball. I was right in line with it, and he's flagged, so that was a really poor performance from him, to be honest with you, and the ref didn't. I thought he was a bit weak, to be honest with you, but sure.
With the run we've been on, as you say, in the last 20 games or so, I mean, I was talking to the Filsey earlier on. He was saying that if the season had started 20 games ago, we'd have been sitting top today. Yeah. But I mean, this run we've been on, to fall at the last hurdle for 6th place is a bit of a heartbreaker. I mean, we're just looking at the table there now before I spoke to you. I mean, we're so many points ahead of 8th place, but there's still one game to go on Tuesday night. But I mean, now obviously the last couple of games now for the season, is this going now where you're going to sort of have a look at different players and move on, or are you just going to try and get as many points on the board as possible?
No, many points now as possible. I would have experimented if we had finished in the top 6, because I wouldn't have bothered about finish 6th. I would have played young players, but now I can't, because we're 12 points clear of the next team. And there's 15 to play for. We still have to win games, and I want to finish 7th now, so we'll be sticking at it as it's needed to be. I'll talk to players about that on Tuesday. Listen, we've experimented the last while. We brought out young players from the championship and lower levels, and they've come on and done well, but they've still got a lot to learn about the championship. But I can't. Listen, we ran out of games, but there's a reason for that. We didn't start well enough at the start. There was too much. At the time when we first came on, if I'm to be honest, too much to say. There was too much talking about what they were going to do and they didn't do it. So now actions is now there. The players' actions is excellent. They make good effort. They train well, and as I says, we're up there now with a lot of goals. We're competing in all games now, and that's what we need. Like, we won last week, and that's such an ugly. We weren't great. Sometimes you have to do that. I think against Dundela we were the same. We won ugly. We weren't great, but at this point I'm really pleased with a group. And listen, as I said, we just ran out of games, but I'm really happy with what we've tried to do.
Now, obviously we've got a bit of a break next week, which is obviously a godsend, because the boys have obviously run themselves into the ground for you the last lot of weeks, which is great to have. Obviously in the next week or so we'll obviously recharge and recoup for the next game ahead.
Yeah, that's it. We'll train on Tuesday, and then we're off then for a week. We'll take next weekend off. I was thinking about taking a game, but I'll not. I'll just let them go away and have a bit of me time, and then we've got I think it's 5 games in 4 weeks. So we have an Easter Tuesday game as well. Now the good thing about it is I think we have 4. Well, it depends on how if Ballyclare drop on with us as well, because they'll come here twice, so we'll have to go there, and we'll have to go to Derryview, and then I think Institute, Knock, Breda and Newington have to come here, so they have 3 games at home.
It's good.
It's good for us.
It's a good thing to have. I mean, obviously it's 7th place now is obviously the target for you, but obviously it's been a great run and the boys deserve to be in that top 6, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But I mean, 7th's obviously now the main target, and it's still a good finish compared to whenever you first come in the door.
Well, listen, I'll be honest, when I first came in and we were working at it, I'll be honest with you, I wanted to finish second bottom, because that's how bad it was. So now, as I say, the players have bought into it. There was a buy-in element which wasn't working at the start. There's reasons for that. I think we fixed that, and the players have been excellent. So now they have to kick on, and really it's about preparing for next season. If people want to be here, I think most of them have earned the right to be here. I'm sure some of our players will have choices. We have alternatives as well, players that we're looking at, players who might be keen to come in. So it's all really about building for next season and trying to finish the season as strong as we can, and getting as many points on the board.